Saying how old you are.
37.
37, yeah. Saying how old you are.
That is Sophie Tanner, and she is newly married to herself.
You look like you had a great, fun day.
It was a fabulous day.
And is it going well with yourself?
It's going really well. I'm still in the honeymoon period, I think.
What happens if you ever meet someone else? Will you have to divorce yourself?
Well, so, I've been asked this a lot. I think divorcing yourself is quite harsh because it's quite a journey to get there to marrying myself. And divorcing yourself means that you couldn't live with yourself, which is not a great place to be.
No. Where did you decide to marry yourself? Why?
Well, I guess it was a couple of years ago. I was sort of lying in bed one morning having just recovered from quite a bad breakup. And you know that sort of feeling you get when you're kind of, you rediscover yourself and you kind of start feeling back more in control. And I was just so happy because I spent a lot of time single in my 20s and I was always really happy single. So I kind of just felt really happy to be returning to myself and I wanted a way to celebrate that. So I decided to write a novel about a girl who marries herself, and I just did a bit of research, and it was more the investigation which kind of made me want to go through with it more. I wrote to Brighton and Hove Ceremonies office and said, you know, is it possible? And they were quite curt in their response. They said, you know, no, marriage is a union between one man and one woman. We cannot help you. And I don't like being told no, so I carried on.
That made you even more determined?
More determined. Yeah. I did more research. I wrote this novel called Happily, which is very much about this, quite based on my life. And by the end of the book, I was so keen on the idea and the concept that I thought I need to do this myself. And I think in the UK, a lot of people choose not to marry or marry a lot later, and we don't really have anything to sort of celebrate that development. So I just think it's a really nice way. Also, I do think it's a bit of a statement on... you know, there's quite a stigma around being single still, surprisingly, which is what Bridget Jones is all about.
And you're, if you don't mind me saying, how old you are?
37.
37, yeah. So you get to that stage where people say, why is she not married
Yeah,
yet?
in your 30s.
Yeah.
You know, marrying yourself is a long life commitment to be responsible for your own happiness, so divorce is not an option.
Of course.
Right. So then Rory comes along. Rory had come from a very different world, whereas Sophie had sort of made this decision to just look after herself and focus on herself. You'd come from a world where anything goes.
You can have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that's what polyamory attempts to do, at least.
Does it achieve it?
Well, no, I don't think so, no.
Because...
I think it's not just trying to have your cake and eat it, it's trying to have several cakes, and that's too many cakes.
So was it the fact that there was just too many options for you, or was it jealousy?
It's too much work.
Right.
It's too much work.
It's a bit greedy, isn't it?
Yeah, ultimately.
Yeah, I guess. It's like when you've got too much on, you've got too many projects going on, and you've overloaded yourself. It's like that, emotionally.
We had the chat
right.
to establish where things were, and then it became clear that you were kind of more wanting no strings, and I was like, that doesn't make me feel great.
Okay.
And also you were I think you weren't in a great place.
No, because I'd had a polyamorous relationship with one lady, but others on the side, and the one lady I'd had...
How many others on the side? Sorry.
It differed. I think at one point there was about 7, but...
7?
Mostly about 3 or 4. It was knackering. It was knackering, Amanda. It was knackering.
7?
It's like one every day of the week.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute.
Sometimes more.
So you've decided that this wasn't right for you.
No, I deserved better.
You deserve better, quite.
Quite
so
right.
you can walk away.
Absolutely.
But what I'm finding tricky, Roy, is that having sort of thought that you wanted a little bit more on the side, actually, you sort of started thinking about the situation and thinking about what Sophie done, and you decided that you were going to then go and marry yourself. What did your friends and your family, more to the point, make of the idea that you were going to marry yourself?
Well, I didn't tell them.
And you had a tattoo done. Can we see your tattoo?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's right here if you want to have a look.
And it's a tattoo?
There we go. There we are. Me.
It's a heart and it says me.
Yeah.